Hi, this is Prac with iRepairMD, and today we have a Phantom 4 Plus controller that has a charge issue. Phantom 4 Pro Plus controller, you can see this battery is beeping, indicating the battery is very low. However, the LCD does work. But what we need to do in this case is, well, let's power it down and I'll show you what the issue is. Gonna power it down. There's not enough battery. So the issue is a battery fault, and once you plug it in, it still gives that indicator. You can see right there, it's not charging. It has a steady blinking light. So in this video, what we're going to try to do is repair the battery or replace the battery of the Phantom 4 Pro Plus remote. Stay tuned. Okay, so for this repair, let's go ahead and unplug the charger. And for this repair, what we're gonna need is the multi-purpose drone repair screwdriver. And let's go ahead and access the bay. There are 4 screw holes in the Phantom 4 Pro remote. You won't see where the screws are because they are underneath these bumpers. You can see there are 2 right here underneath these 2 rubber nipples, and there's another screw up here in the corner and on the other side. So let's go ahead and just remove it. All right, first thing we're gonna do is use a flathead screwdriver. Okay, I'm gonna use my flathead here. And we're gonna remove the nipple, okay? Put it outside. Let's go ahead, and then let's go ahead and remove the corner, top corner here. Go ahead and pull it off for now. We don't have to pull it completely, just pull it to a point where we can actually have access to the screw bay. So right there is the screw bay. And let's go ahead and use a Phillips screwdriver. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a Phillips screw head on here. There we go. Access the bay on the bottom. Okay. There we go, we got one. Puts in a safe place. Take the other one out. There we go. And then we have the corner here. Put this out. Let's peel this off carefully. We're gonna reuse these tapes, so we wanna make sure that the tape is in good condition. Okay, and we're gonna put it back onto the pad here to reapply it on later. Let's do the same for the other area. Let's peel that off. Okay, and now let's take the other screw out. There we go. Now that we have this, we're gonna go ahead and remove the cover, the bottom half. You can see this drone here, remote is separated in 2 halves. The top half, which you see the seam is right here running around over, and that's the control board half. And then you have what's underneath here, which is the battery in the main board half. Okay, so what we need to do is go ahead and open it up. There we go. comes off fairly easy once you remove the clip. You see right here. Okay. Open carefully, lift it up, and now, and we're just gonna take the bay, the auxiliary or expansion bay out. Okay, and we're gonna use a torque screw for this one. All right, so I'm using a T6 screw, standard screw for the gimbal. We're gonna take the bay out, so this time we have more access. Okay. So that way we don't risk ripping the ribbon cable and all the cable that's connecting all these components together. They're pretty hard to get, so we want to be as careful as possible. Let's go ahead and take the cover off the bay. Okay. Sure all the screws are off. And then the bay should come off fairly easy, like that. One more piece here. Then you're gonna lift the bay out. All right, so now we have the bay, and this is all the associate cable, all right? This is the cooling fan. Okay, so let's go ahead and we are going to disconnect this cable here. To get access to that cable, we're gonna have to take out the fan. Okay, so we're gonna use a Phillips screw for that. Actually, we're gonna leave that alone. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and pull out the expansion bay by taking the Phillips, disconnecting it. There are 4 Phillips screws holding the media port to the bottom of the screw, bottom of the controller. Just carefully take those out. Yeah, this particular controller, in order to have access to replace the battery, we need to take the clamshell off and take the 2 parts of the controller, top and bottom, apart. And in order to do it safely, without any damaging the component, we'll need to take all these, unplug all the wires, and these wires are connected around. This particular controller has a Android device built in. Okay, you can see now that we have access to the top, we can go ahead and disconnect the yellow cable. Just pull it, pull release right here like this. The white cable here, ribbon cable, pull that out. Okay, this is the fan cable. Just pull that off carefully, and then you have this is the monitor cable right here underneath. And the monitor cable has a clip. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the iPad, but the iPad has the same, the first generation iPad had the same flex cable. This is the display flex right here. And so what you're looking at here is, this is your whole OS system, your Android device here. This is powering the actual monitor, the touch screen. Now, let's go ahead and disengage this piece too. The flex cable here. Rip it out, pull out carefully. Now let's go ahead and slide this through, carefully through here. Okay. Now we got 2 halves of this already pulled out. Okay, and the only thing we have to work on now is this battery bay right here. This is the battery. Okay, let's go ahead and open up the battery, and we're gonna put a new battery in. So there's 2 Phillips screws, correction, 4 Phillips screws holding the battery in place. Okay. Take it off here. All right. They don't really make it easy, I'll tell you that, to replace the battery in this thing. If the battery cell goes bad, you're gonna have one cell that's probably holding up the rest of the battery chain from charging properly. And having access to a working remote is crucial to operating a drone. So this is very important for those who has an issue. Let's go ahead and open it up. And you can see this is the battery underneath. Okay. We're gonna replace it with a new battery. And this is the rechargeable 6,000 milliamp battery. Let's go ahead and put in a new one. All right, so now we have the new battery right here, 6,000 milliamp. We can go ahead and replace it. Let's take the cushion off this. This is kind of hard. This cushion's already on pretty hard here. Just pull out as much as you can. See, there's a foam pad on here. Double-sided adhesive, so I want to hold it by the adhesive side like this, and I'm going to peel it. Okay, and on the other side, it's the same. Peel the adhesive off. All right, now you have that. Turn this over and put the adhesive pad on the new battery. Okay. And now, see the battery on the other side. We're gonna put the battery in here. Okay. Now we're gonna connect it back up. Charging it this way. Okay, and then put the screws back in. Put the Phillips screws back into place. Battery. There we go. Carefully put the Phillip in. Having a magnetic tip really helps in this case. All right, now let's go ahead and put the other Phillip in. Okay. All right. Now we got that into place. Okay, so now that we have the battery back into place, we're gonna go ahead and put the covers, the 2 side back on. All right, and so let's go ahead and do so. And keep in mind, there are connectors that we have to make once we're done. So we have the LCD digitizer. We have the control ribbon cable, flex cable. We have the fan power, and then we also have the left and right button switch right here. So we have to make sure that these are all cleared. First thing we're gonna do, let's go ahead and connect the battery, the new battery, back into here, like we're doing so. And now, okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and carefully put all these other flex cable through. First thing we're gonna do is run the ribbon cable through here. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and run the ribbon cable through the bottom port right here. Let's go ahead and run these cable here to the exits. So this power cable right here is going through the top hole right here. Okay, and like we have here. Okay, and then we're gonna run the connector cable right here. This is the LCD cover cable. Run it through, and also we're gonna put the ribbon cable to the bottom hole. The bottom hole right here is a ribbon cable. So now we have all these cables back into place. Okay, we're gonna carefully nestle this in. We're not gonna snap the controller back on yet. So now we're gonna pull this. Now we're gonna get the Android module, operating system module, or the interface module. Okay. So now we have we're gonna connect the LCD cable first. So we're gonna slide it in, like so, and then swing to lock into place. Okay. And now we're gonna go ahead and put the flex cable in. The white line is, we're gonna push it all the way to where the white line meets the tip of the receiver, like what we have here, and then we're gonna close the clip, okay? Push to close, be very careful with that. Now we're gonna lay it down, okay, to the back side. Now we have to worry about the back side. So now we got cables here on the back side to connect. Okay. Let me pull this out real quick, make sure. Okay, here we go. Okay, the power fan cable. All right, we're gonna connect the bottom cable to the bottom push connector. Make sure it's properly seated, like that. See, that's connected. Now this connector goes into here. Trying to give you guys the best angle, but sometimes it's impossible because of the smallness of the connector. And now we're gonna go seat it. We're gonna seat it properly. Make sure it goes into place carefully. This is the left and right connector. Okay, now this is the power to the fan right here. We're gonna connect that also. Okay. There we go. Now all that is connected. Let's go ahead and put this Android interface module back into the controller. This is the brain of the whole controller, so make sure everything is nestled properly. Put the heat sink back on and the cooling fan. Okay, you can see how this cooling fan here, you want to fold it out of the way. Make sure everything is properly seated. All right. Yep. I've got one piece here that needs to be seated a little better. Here we go. Put the cooling fan, make sure it is seated carefully. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the Phillips screws back into place. All right, there are 4 Phillips screws. One at each corner. All right. Corner here. The other ones here. And if you do run into the experience where you turn on your controller and you have the DJI logo not going anywhere, just static, it means that this module is bad. You need to replace it, okay? Pretty hard to get hold of, but you can email me and see if I have a spare one. Okay, before we put everything completely into place, let's make sure all the wires are nestled properly. See this wire sticking out? We're gonna go ahead and carefully position it, okay? Making sure all the ports are clear so we can engage in the connection. All right, so now the ports are clear. Clamp the connector, clamp all this into place. Okay, let's check this out to make sure that this is charging properly. All right, as you can see now it's actually holding its charge. So let's go ahead and unplug and put everything back into place. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the lids back on. 4 connectors here. We're going to use the torque screw. Drop this into place. Try to get the best angle possible. There you go. Go ahead and drop the torque in. Top corner first. Okay. Fasten it. There we go. Drop the other side. Top corner. Fasten it. Alright. Top corner here. And the other one. Let's go ahead and put all the batteries into place. The screws. Put the Phillips screws back in. One here. Another one in the corner. Right here. And now in this corner here. And the other corner. Now fasten the Phillip. If this is too much for you to handle, you can also always send the controller to us. We can take care of the repair for you. Our labor rate is $65 per hour plus the price of the parts, okay? We'll give you a quote, and all our repair has a 3-month warranty, and the turnaround for controllers probably about 2 or 3 weeks from the time we get it. We have a lot of work ahead of us. So let's go ahead and put all the bottom nipples back in. Okay, make sure the tab here is in place so it aligns, and correction on the other side also. Make sure the tab is in the tab area. And now let's put the hand cushion into place also. All right, and that's pretty much it. Now let's power up the controller. After a few hours of charging, and there we go. We should have a working controller. DJI logo's on, and yep, perfect. Enter device, and of course there's nothing connected because the drone is on here. But anyways, this is Prak with iRepairMD. What you saw was how to replace a bad battery on a Phantom 4 Pro Plus controller. Safe flying and safe repair.